Well, takes the win. I can't wait for the times and speeds.
Well, the win's going to Phil Vogel.
Well, lose out time for Mark Pemble, 7.17, 189, but winning with a fine hole shot, just leaving in front with a slower time, 7.38 at 177 for Phil Vogel. Takes the win with a 7.38.
Well, I think we'll check those
Yeah,
times.
we're going to check those. I'm sorry about that, but we've definitely got a 7.17 and a 7.38. Hang on.
A gap that there is going to be on the tree between these two. Brian Thomas had
9.19 his qualifying time, 10.13 Martin Brown. Well, Martin Brown has dipped under that index. He ran a 9 yesterday, and Brian Thomas absolutely obliterated his with that 8.77. So Martin Brown is going to be leaving just over a second in front of Brian Thomas. You'll see that on the tree. Brian going to have to play catch up. And really is going to have to tremendous. Brian Thomas charging up. Martin Brown looks like he may have some problems slowing there towards the mid-track. And Brian Thomas pops that chute early. There's nobody next to him.
Well, there you are. Congratulations, Brian. More points for the championship there. Well done. And as Steve said so correctly, quite obviously saw there was no one running alongside of him, so decided to save the engine, popped the chute out just as he went through the finishing gantry, and the wind time and speed just coming through.
9.39 for Brian Thomas, 102 miles an hour, so shutting off early.
Out, so it's still a good run.
Lose out time for Martin Brown, some problems there for him. 13.21, 69 miles an hour. Of Gerry Connolly. Both 500 cubic inch, don't forget. We're going to see lots more of this later on this year. I think another 4 attempts at our August meeting.
What a wonderful pair of rolling burnouts from those two. Absolutely incredible.
Don't forget, these are only the, I say only, third and fourth at the moment. What are we going to see from our two finalists, Hans Canoitis and Jan van Ness?
Absolutely, this is incredible stuff here from these big engine machines.
Well, don't forget, of course, we've got an opportunity to see them again at the August bank holiday and our door slammer meetings and, of course, the world finals. So 4 opportunities to see them later on this year. I'm certainly booking my seat for that.
What, do you have to pay to come here then, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
True, right.
Oh, right, okay, so I'll just check it. We'll make sure you did.
Right, so...
I certainly have to pay to come in. I think you didn't. I can tell you that much. So here we go.
Gerry Connolly in the pit lane looking for taking the third place honours, and contesting that is Keitel Hoggy in the 87 Thunderbird. So both our cars moving up into stage. Edging forward now, we've seen this many times. Neither one's to stage first. They're going to play that waiting game.
Well, here we go then. Moving in very, very slowly. And that's Keitel Hogg straight into stage in that right-hand lane. Gerry Connolly moving in very, very slowly. Going to build the revs up before he drops into that final light beam, which tells him he's right into stage. Here he goes, building the revs right up. And he's rolled through.
Of course, he lost in that maybe dragging a little bit, just pulls him through. So third place goes to Keitel Hoggy.
Well, there you are, and red lit in the left-hand lane. So let's just see the time for the winner. We won't get a time for the loser on that particular run with that red light.
Well, for Keitel, 7.71, 177 miles an hour. Tremendous run for him. Absolutely. Now we move on to our final, and it's Hans Canoitis over there on the spectator lane, and Jan van Ness over there in the pit lane.
Well, let's just remind everybody, so Gerry Connolly in this Pro Stock car event came fourth, Keitel Hoggy came in third. Now we're looking, of course, for first and second. And if you thought the last race was exciting, wait till these two get going. That's the IROC Camaro in the left-hand lane, and that's Jan van Ness in the right-hand lane. Tell me who that is, please.
Well, that's Hans Canoitis, and an absolutely storming burnout from him. The smoke just drifting away behind the start line. You can see he's got the door open there. No escape hatches like the funny cars, and he's had to open the door to get rid of that smoke. He's still drifting away as he reverses back. Tremendous action here, looking for the win. Hans Canoitis has recorded 7.63. Jan van Ness, well, he was able to take it fairly easily after Gerry Connolly red lit in that previous round, and he only ran as 8.52, but we know he can easily match Hans Canoitis 7.63.
So here we go, up to the start line then. to find out who is going to be this meeting's Pro Stock champion. Moving the two cars into the staging beams. The Camaro just moving straight in. He's into pre-stage, into full stage, and just overstaging there, pulling back a little bit, and now moving in again very, very slowly. There they are. One's in the stage, building the revs up. And
problems for Jan Van Ness there, and he didn't look about he could hold that in. He can't make that. Very, very annoyed with himself, I'm sure. Hans Canoitas, all he has to do is complete the quarter mile to take the win. And,
well, going right out of shape there he was, away from the start line, so...
a little bit inconclusive. I'm not sure if Hans Canoitas is going to wait. A lot of gesticulation out on the start line, so not quite sure what's going to happen there.
Well, he's going back, yes, he is going to put in a run, so...
All he has to do, of course, is complete the quarter mile. Doesn't have to really go very hard at all, just to take that win, just to complete the quarter mile, to take the championship this weekend.
But there's nothing quite like running against an opponent.
That's right,
so,
really does.
Taking a win by default. And I'm sure Stuart Bradbury out there, our chief starter, just saying to Hans Canoitas, look, hold on, let the other man clear the strip. And that's exactly what he's done. Jan Van Ness just cleared the strip at the top end, and Hans Canoitas now on a solo run through in this final. That's a great shame. We were looking for a great final between these exciting racing. You can see them here at Tanaford. Look at that, absolutely flying. Reaching the quarter mile, out comes the parachute, and let's have a look at the time, because I reckon that's going to be another mid-7 second run.
Exactly a mid-7 second run, 7.50 on a bye run in the final, 178 miles an hour.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
Give those guys a round of applause. They always put on a tremendous show for us. And we're going to continue now with the draw in a couple of seconds. All right. Absolutely tremendous burnout from Jim. Seems to be getting that little bit more used to that car every time, doesn't he, John?
A bit more confidence creeping in there, I think, and that's looking good. You can see Roy telling him to chirp the car as he came along and then go for the burnout. So looking for a little bit of traction before he actually started to do the burnout. So Jim Whelan really still trying to come to terms with this full probe. Really state-of-the-art stuff. Very, very lightweight chassis on there as well. 500 cubic inch Keith Black engine sits underneath the hood there. So here we go. This is Jim Whelan looking for another part in this car. And we have seen him put in a part here today, which is good news for Jim. We're all rooting for him up here in the tower. And there he goes, moving into the stage beams. Here comes the superb! Well done, Jim!
Tremendous, Jim.
Oh, superb! All held together.
Please for you and the crew. That was tremendous.
Great. So,
I told you that man is getting near the end of his learning curve. 7.73, clicking that shootout very early. But give everybody a round of applause.
Give the crew a nice big round of applause, because that means that Jim is in contention now. That's great. We were looking for a great run there, and I'm so pleased. I can see Bill Sherritt down the front there. Wild Bill Sherritt, absolutely happy as a sandboy. So that's great news. So well done.
Well, I think a round of applause there for both those burnouts. John Spuffer, you all know the bad luck he's had over the last few months. Looks as though he's finally got over that one, but look at that smoke drifting away from Gary Page in the Showtime car. Give them a round of applause even as they back up, putting a show on for you this weekend. Tremendous to see. And John, well, your practice launch earlier on and just cleaned it off early. I really want to see him run a good time. He's run a best, I believe, at 6.3.
Yeah.
Gary, of course, we know has been in the 5s.
Yeah, indeed, and it will be so lovely to see our meeting finished off here with a couple of really good side-by-side funny car runs. I think this is more than likely our last pair of runs here today, Steve. Looking in the collection area there, it looks pretty empty, so it's Gerry Page, of course, with this whole new Joe Pisano motor in the pit lane, and look, I wonder if he'll go for another practice launch on that car. It's John Spufford, of course, getting better and better. And once again, Roy Phelps as the Svengali here out the front again. There's the practice launch from Gary. And I wonder whether Roy's going to send John off on a practice launch. Yes, he has. Looking good. That's Oldsmobile Firenze. Pontiac Trans Am in the pit lane with Gerry Page, of course.
Well, Gary clicked off a good run earlier on 8.65, but clicking off early, 90 miles an hour for him. John Spufford, he's done the same, so these two guys really looking to take a run in anger down the quarter mile. Gerry Page, the man with many, many years experience in fuel burning cars. John Spufford, well, he's no rookie, but a lot of problems must have given him some deep thought. Andy Craddock out there behind the car, reversing it back. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly.
Well, what we got here, of course, is Gerry Page in the Panic Showtime car and John Spufford in the Showdown car. So they should put on a good show, methinks, between the two of them. So here we go. Spufford in the right-hand lane, Page in the left-hand lane. This is going to be a telltale run for both of these. Here comes the green. At the top end, but a great run there for both of those cars. And let's have a look at Gerry Page's time, because that was absolutely superb. It looked loads and loads of smoke at the top end from John Spufford's car, but what a final to savour. There we go. Steve, the times, please.
Okay, well, John Spufford, we played some really good stuff for him. A little bit of a problem, as you saw at the top end, but still recording for John Spufford. 6.48 seconds, 190 miles an hour, pleased for him.
Oh, well done, John.
Gerry Page, though, we saved this one. Not quite in the 5s, but you don't get that much closer. 6.08, 235 miles an hour for Gerry Page with the showtime.
Wonderful stuff.
Give those guys a round of applause. They've worked so hard for you this weekend.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be having our presentations out there on the strip in just a short while's time. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves here with us here at Santa Pod this weekend. Thank you very much indeed for coming. Don't forget, consult your programs for all your next meetings here at Santa Pod. And we look forward to seeing you. Certainly, I think I'm due back for the Cannonball, right. I think, in July. And from Steve and I up here, it's a very, very good night, I think.
Yes, certainly. Yeah, well, just before I do, though, don't forget, if your number is 217 pink, you've won that replica nose of Harlan Thompson's car. And if you want that clock on the Dulux draw, 398 on the blue. In the meantime, drive home safely, and we look